If your plants look alive but never truly powerful, the problem isn't fertilizer, genetics, or sunlight. It's something far more basic, and honestly, once you see it, you'll never unsee it again. The fastest growing, darkest, most fertile soils on Earth were never built with bags, bottles, or store-bought solutions. They were built with something so ordinary that, well, most gardeners still toss it into the trash every single day. Add this forgotten herb back into your garden system, and growth doesn't just improve. It explodes in a way that lasts for decades, not just weeks. What I'm calling a forgotten herb isn't a plant you buy from a nursery. It's the fibrous plant material our ancestors treated as gold, and modern households treat as waste. Peels, skins, stalks, shells, and tough plant fibers were once the backbone of soil building across civilizations. Crop corner gardeners, this is one of those moments where old knowledge outperforms every modern shortcut. Why ancient gardens stayed fertile for centuries. Long before compost bins, early farmers understood something we've lost. Soil isn't fed from the top. It's built from within. The richest soils found near abandoned homesteads, medieval villages, and ancient settlements all share one trait. They contain layers of decomposed plant fibers mixed directly into the soil profile. Not compost spread on top. Not fertilizer dissolved in water. Real organic matter placed where soil life could work on it slowly. Those fibrous scraps break down underground and become humus. Humus is not compost. Compost is temporary. Humus is stable organic matter that remains active in soil for decades. It improves water retention in sand, drainage in clay, nutrient buffering everywhere, and it feeds soil organisms continuously instead of all at once. That is why ancient garden beds stay productive long after people leave. Modern compost piles often lose minerals through heat and gas exchange. But buried plant fibers do not. Everything stays locked in the soil, where roots and microbes can access it slowly and safely. So, what this forgotten material actually does underground is pretty remarkable. When you bury fibrous plant scraps, you are not just adding nutrients, you are constructing living infrastructure. Those scraps create moist pockets that hold water during dry spells. They also create temperature stability that protects microbes from heat and cold. And they provide long-lasting carbon that fungi need to build networks through your soil. Worms move into these zones first. Bacteria follow. Mycorrhizal fungi wrap around the decaying fibers and extend outward into the surrounding soil. This is how roots access nutrients beyond their physical reach. What looks like waste to us becomes highways, storage rooms, and feeding stations for soil life. Archaeologists still see dark lines in the soil where food waste trenches existed hundreds of years ago. Those strips remain biologically active today. That is not coincidence. That is proof. The mineral power hiding in scraps. Each type of kitchen scrap brings something specific to the soil. Onion skins contribute sulfur and plant protective compounds. Potato peels provide potassium that fuels flowering and fruiting. Corn cobs deliver lignin, a slow-decaying carbon source that fungi thrive on. Garlic skins carry trace minerals and natural antifungal properties. Eggshell membranes offer calcium in a biologically usable form, along with proteins that microbes love. Commercial compost rarely delivers these minerals intact. Direct soil burial does. Over time, this mineral layering creates what old farmers called living earth. It's soil that smells sweet, feels springy, drains when wet, holds moisture when dry, and, feeds crops steadily without constant input. This is the kind of soil that grows vegetables with real flavor and plants that resist pests naturally. So, how do you use this method in your garden beds? Well, the simplest way to start is trench integration. Just dig a narrow slit in the soil about 1 spade deep, right between rows or maybe in an unused section of a bed. Place your daily plant scraps into the trench and, cover them completely with soil. Within a few weeks, that strip becomes a nutrient-rich channel beneath the surface. Roots will naturally grow toward it. In clay soil, this method opens up the structure and improves drainage over time. And in sandy soil, it, dramatically increases moisture retention. You don't need to do everything at once. One trench at a time builds fertility, row by row. Another powerful approach is perimeter feeding. So, you'll want to dig shallow trenches along bed edges, fence lines, or garden borders, and add scraps throughout the season. By the following year, those edges transform into soft, worm-filled banks that slowly feed inward. And, container gardeners aren't left out. A thin layer of fibrous scraps placed at the bottom of large pots beneath the soil creates a moisture reservoir and slow nutrient source exactly where roots eventually reach. Turning scraps into liquid growth fuel. If you want a faster boost while still honoring old methods, you can make a simple fermented plant scrap infusion. Fill a bucket with 1 pound of chopped plant scraps. Add 1 gallon of non-chlorinated water. Cover loosely and let it steep for 7 days, stirring once daily. After fermentation, strain the liquid and dilute it at a ratio of 1 cup of this, concentrate to 1 gallon of water. Apply directly to soil, not leaves. This liquid feeds microbes immediately, while the remaining solids can still be buried in the garden. Nothing is wasted. Why this outperforms modern fertilizers. Synthetic fertilizers deliver nutrients quickly, but they do nothing for soil structure. Worse, they often disrupt microbial balance. Bagged compost helps temporarily, but it rarely builds long-term humus unless applied constantly. Buried plant fibers work slowly and permanently. Each application stacks on the last. That's why ancient soils kept producing long after human input stopped. This isn't about chasing growth spurts. It's about building a system that improves every single season. Once you start, you'll notice changes you can feel. The soil becomes easier to dig, water behaves differently, and plants root deeper. Pests become less aggressive, and growth becomes steady instead of erratic. This is not a trend, it's a return. Building soil that outlives you. Now, that's something special. Every peel, skin, shell, and stalk you return to the earth becomes part of your garden's memory. Archaeologists can still detect these practices centuries later. That's just how durable this method is. You don't need expensive inputs. You don't need special tools either. You just need to stop throwing away the most valuable soil building material you already have. This forgotten herb isn't flashy. It won't come in a bottle. But it built the world's greatest soils, and honestly, it can rebuild yours too. If this kind of real, time-tested gardening wisdom is what you want more of, make sure you subscribe to Crop Corner. Share this with a fellow gardener who's tired of quick fixes and ready to grow something that lasts. I'll see you in the next one.